believe, will take us to the act and the intricacies of law, particularly in view of his practice in the Supreme Court of India. We would definitely expect that to what extent the act is vulnerable, he would throw more light on that after he has presented his paper.
Thank you, Mr. Pati. Jatin, Gunjan, and all the senior friends, thank you for giving me this opportunity of presenting in front of this August forum. In fact, a lot of light has already been thrown by Jatin, and he has largely covered a lot of areas. This act has been brought to fill a void which was very much there in the real estate sector. This sector, which is so money rich, so cash rich, having such a great and vast impact on every section of the society. And it was entirely unregulated. But sir, a total lack of regulation of any area cannot be an issue or cannot be an excuse to impose excessive regulation in that area.
Yes.
This is what this act has done, in my humble request. It has swung from one extreme to another extreme. If we just look at the registration, the preconditions of the registration, how does it start? 5 years behind, every project that you have given, every project that you have covered, you give the entire detail. Land title, no issue, you give the entire detail. But what will you do if the NGT, they come up with some clause? What will you do that if the land which has been duly acquired has been questioned by the Supreme Court? What will you do that all of a sudden there arises some issue with the title of the land? Again, one clause has been inserted that for the indemnifying the buyer regarding the title of the land, there will be no limitation. By very specific provision, the limitation has been waived for that. Now, these are certain delays which are beyond the capacity of the builder to dodge.
Yes, exactly.
Second aspect is, if you see another provision that if there is a delay or if there is some other reason, the flat buyer can opt out from the project at any point of time and he will have to be paid entire money with interest. Now this gives a very major weapon in the hand of a handful of the flat owners to wreck any project. Merely because there is some delay and 10 flat buyers, they just go out. If you see that, like currently there is a huge recession in the entire area. If 10 flat owners, they just come out of it, the entire project will be wrecked. And it will just trigger a catalytic effect. And what will be the impact? If the entire this website access is for a limited period, for a period which has been originally prescribed for completion of the project, as Jatin said that it can be extended by 1 year. After 1 year, this entire website access will be blocked. Now once the website access will be blocked, it means that he is not continuing this project further. This entire project will be left in limbo. One alternative has been made that in such cases, for 3-4 reasons, where the builder has left the business, where his registration has lapsed, and a couple of more instances, in those cases, the society of the flat owners, they will take over the project. And they will take over the duty upon them to complete the project. Now this is something very novel method which has been adopted. This coupled with this 70% deposit in a particular account. Now the global practice in this arena is that there is an escrow account. Every money deposited is put in that escrow account. In fact, I myself have filed a writ petition before the Honorable Supreme Court. In fact, it was last year it was filed. It is still in the pipeline, where I had made a prayer that this escrow account thing has to be made mandatory in India. That whatever amount we are collecting, you put in a escrow account, and as per the development, you withdraw it from there. This 70% is in the sync of that the same escrow account thing. Now here also the withdrawal has been made For every withdrawal, you have to take a certificate from three heads: architect, the chartered accountant, and engineer, I think, is the third one.
Completion certificate.
Now here comes the role of the chartered accountant. The chartered accountant is going to have a very nice time in this act. They are given such an unbridled power that every money to be withdrawn from that account will be by the signature of the chartered accountant. But this power is not very blank. I mean, it also comes with the greater liabilities, because for every 6
Yeah.
months they have to be audited of that particular withdrawal, and then annual audit for the entire project. Now, in fact, there are certain game changers. If we can say that this act has come with the good aspect, as he said, that the carpet area has been defined. If we see that in Delhi NCR and in Bombay, the difference between the carpet area and the super area, it starts from 45%, and the good one they give 25%. 25% they say that they are the most honest one. Escrow account is that a 70% deposit, I said. Transparency is one very major factor. Right at the outset, you have to put everything up front. All your title deeds, all your sanction letter, all the sanctions that you have got. Another point what Jatin had put, that there should be one window system. In fact, not one window system has not been introduced, but something similar has been introduced, that a 30-day timeline is given. That if the permission is not granted within 30 days, not rejected within 30 days, then it will be deemed. It will be deemed that sanction has been, that permission has been granted.
If he has
One
applied.
very important aspect which I think is very important, a duty has been cast upon the regulatory body to train, educate, and impart consciousness and awareness upon all the public and all the people who are involved about the role of the regulator. Now, in recent times, the earlier legislation in which I saw a similar provision of training was Commercial Court Act, where for the first time the Act said that there should be a training should be imparted. Now these new legislations which actually change our the way that we have been doing this business, the real estate, the way they have been doing the business was entirely different earlier. So the entire thing has to be sought to be changed. So they need certain training and a certain consciousness. Now that another very important aspect is execution of the agreement to sale along with registration on the payment of 10%.
Now, you kindly look into the time constraint as well.
Okay, sir. Now in Northern India, this thing was not there, but in Maharashtra, there was already a system of a compulsory registration on the payment of 30% or so. This has been made implemented all over the country. But this act is creating one whole series of judicial system, right from a regulatory, then appellate, then high court. So we also have to see that instead of solving one problem, are we going to create a bigger one? Because although there is a limitation of 60 days within which all the litigations have to be disposed of, but we all know that these timelines, they are seldom adhered to. Two major impacts which I see is that number one, that all the majority of the small builders, they are going to face very stiff position where they are not having that kind of infrastructure or that kind of financial backup to support them. There is going to be a definite price rise, because the kind of the system that has to be managed, apart from this, the insurance, it is further the responsibility of the promoter that he has to get the insurance of entire project. So all this they are going to add to the price of the project. There are too many centuries, and there are several collateral damages of that.
But it
Now,
is going to happen.
this 70% deposit,
प्राइस तो अभी जो
it
बढ़ेगी है
looks
फिर
to be in the
act
favor
आके
of
सारी
the
प्राइस
consumers.
बढ़ेगी.
But if we just reverse the logic, it collects the money, deposits 70%, 30% he just run away with.
Yeah, that may be possible.
So the escape route has become very easy. he himself can create 3-4 flat owners that you get up, you withdraw your money, I'll pay yours, 30% I just run away. So there are a lot of things. In any legislation, the most important thing is that how we are going to implement them. And the main target is to the protection of the small consumers that they have tried to achieve in a great way. And let's see how the whole thing works out. It's still in a very nascent stage.
Thank you, Rajiv, for a good deliberation. I think you have delivered to the expectation. And I think